World Bank approves $2.25 billion loan to support economic reform in Nigeria. So the World Bank has approved a $2.25 billion for Nigeria to shore up revenue and support economic reforms that has contributed to the worst cost of living in Nigeria in many years of Africa's most populous states. So the bank said in a statement late Thursday that the bulk of the loan they are giving is $1.5 billion. And this $1.5 billion will help protect millions who has faced growing poverty since a year ago when President Bola Tinubu came to power and took drastic steps to fix the country's ailing economy. And secondly, the remaining $750 million, the bank said, will support tax reforms and revenue and safeguard oil revenues threatened with limited production caused by chronic theft. So one of the things that came into mind is first that this administration admits the fact that the last 1 year they took a loan for $1.5 billion loan to cushion the effect of hardship for Nigerians. As much as this sounds like a good news, to a lot of us, it is not a good news because first, they have acknowledged that they are incapable of doing the things that they are supposed to do. And secondly, they said they will be using this the remaining $750 million to support tax reforms and revenue and safeguard oil revenues. The last time we checked, earlier when this administration was giving account of what they have done so far in the last 1 year, the first thing they said is that they have started producing about 1.2 million barrels of oil every day, and it is the only thing they've achieved so far. So why are they now making a justification for this, that despite the number of barrels that they produce per day, that they are losing it to chronic theft, still showing us the loophole in this administration? So I would like to hear your thoughts on this loan that they have taken $1.5 billion for Nigerians who are suffering, to cushion the effect of hardship for Nigerians, and $750 million to invest into revenues and tax reforms and all of these things. What do you think would be the turnout of events? Because obviously they've taken this loan. Do you think they are going to invest this money into what they said they are going to invest it in, or we should just categorize it as one of the lambas of this administration?
That is exactly what it is. We shouldn't categorize. Like, that is what it is, because all the things they mentioned as reason for the loan, we are not seeing the effects. They've been borrowing before now. As a matter of fact, I said about 100, and our loan now, the country is owing about 100 and about 100 and going to 100 and 108 point something trillion in dollar currently. And now the question is, who pays this money? The question is, they are not even working towards paying the one that have been borrowed. They keep on borrowing. A country that is in need of money, yet they want to buy 2 aircrafts. A company that is in need of money, yet they are increasing they are increasing their allowances, increasing their salaries, buying vehicles, bulletproof vehicles. It is a problem that they borrow this money. They tell us the purpose is not reflecting. They say they want to invest in child education. They want to. We are not seeing this thing. We are not. Nothing has been invested. Currently, ASU is threatening to go on strike. Nothing is being invested in education. Currently, there is outbreak of cholera in the country. People are suffering hardship. What are they are talking about power? The certain amount for power, and the national grid keep collapsing, keep falling every 3 months. I can't recall when last any area in Lagos in Nigeria can come out and say we've enjoyed a steady supply. So the thing is that this money, the question is, are they borrowing this money to share among themselves? Are they borrowing this money to sustain their frivolous lifestyle? Because Nigerians are not benefiting from this borrowing.
You see, one of the major things that came into mind is that this is not the first time they will be borrowing from World Bank. Earlier this year, we took some stories, you know, when federal government approved $750 million World Bank funding for mini grids.
Mm.
And from I think we took that story in March. From March till date, how many rural areas has mini grids? How many rural community have they given mini grids to?
Mm.
No, but they took that loan and we didn't see what they used it for. In I think December 2023, World Bank approved another $750 million for renewable energy that they want. Part of the renewed hope agenda for Nigeria is that they want us to boost renewable energy in Nigeria, so where we will be generating power from sunlight, from nuclear, and all of that. Till date, is all of those things working?
Not at
Even the
all.
CNG buses that they are talking about, is
We've
it
not
all over
seen.
Nigeria? It's not, it is just in the list, like 0.5% places in Nigeria, and it is not even active because the money that people would have to pay to convert their cars and their buses to CNG buses is quite on the high side.
Mm.
So they took that money and we didn't see what they used it for. In September 2023, the same World Bank approved $700 million loan to enhance adolescents and girls' learning empowerment. How many girl child are in school now that are being sponsored by the federal government? How many
I
of
don't know
them?
of anyone.
We can't even account for anyone. And back to back, they took another loan, $800 million loan for national safety net program of the federal government. All of this loan, they took them between the space of last year May till this year. Now, all of this money that they collected, we can't even see what exactly that they use this money to do. Now, they are talking of another $750 million loan for whatever it is that they said they want to do. They said first they want to cushion the effect of hardship on Nigeria. Now, let's go back to the 75,000, was it 75 million naira? I think 75 million that the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, said they are going to give to 5,000 Nigerian households within May 29 till date. How many Nigerian households has received 75,000 naira?
Have you received?
That's the question to ask. So how many Nigerians have they given this money to? So you see that we keep on hearing that they took this loan.
Maybe you are not living in Nigeria.
No, I'm not a Nigerian,
Okay.
obviously. I've always said when they are categorizing people as band A, band B, like as me, I'm a bandit. Of course. So we see that we have a lot of bandits and we see a lot of audio money happening in the country. So obviously this money that they said they received, this $2.25 billion is another audio money, because you see that on the long run Nigerians are still lamenting.
Sure.
The Nigerians that are lamenting are in the market space.
Sure.
They are in the rural communities. They have no access to food. It was not just yesterday or Monday that we were analyzing the prices of goods and services in the market. You see that people are buying beans for 8,000 naira per pint. So the Nigerians that are lamenting,
No, currently, as at yesterday, a pint of beans is now 10,000.
10,000
yes,
naira.
as at yesterday, a pint of beans is now 10,000.
So just imagine, they keep on saying that they are giving people money to cushion the effect of this hunger. We are not seeing anything.
You know, I don't know what these people are out to do this time. Only them can tell what their main intention is. Because even when you are, I don't know, should I say we have a number of heartless leaders who do not care, who do not have, feeling, conscience, who do not care about how the people they are leading are living. All right. The one of the ministers or the one of the rep member was interviewed on the national on China television, and they were talking about the aircraft at this time and the buying of SUVs at this time when the masses cannot feed well. And it was like, should they? He stated that before he assumed office that they have some of these cars.
Of course.
Now, why purchase a new one? And he answered and said, so because there is hardship in the land, they should go, they should walk on the streets. You see the level of lack of concern these people can be. Now, this money, what a question has been ringing in my mind. Does the World Bank don't have limitation? Somebody normally now you are a bank. you are owing, like currently in Nigeria, you are owing a bank. If you don't clear the money, can you borrow another one?
Of course, you can't.
No. So what is the motive of the World Bank to Nigeria? Does the World Bank, this World Bank, do they mean well for Nigeria?
You see, the thing is that the reason why World Bank will keep borrowing Nigerian money is because sometimes, not even sometimes, they have a percentage they get from the country they borrow. And now this is it. Let's say, for instance, they borrow the country money now to construct, let's say, like a toll gate. So they have a percentage that will be coming into them from that toll gate. That
But
is
these
how they're
people
going
are
to
not investing into
Exactly.
any.
I'm actually coming back to that place.
Okay.
So because you see that they borrow the money, they get a certain amount from that money. But you see that all of the money that we have been borrowing, there's not, this money are not even being invested.
And
So
again,
where do World Bank intends to get the money
and again,
back?
also, we don't hear of the interest, because every loan has interest. We don't hear of the interest that is attached to this money. Now, there was a time in Malawi, the Malawi government was having a very critical time. What did they do? They cut down on their leaders. What they earn, cut down on so many things, that all these allowances of the leaders. They began with themselves until they began to invest into production until they bounced back. Nigeria today, what our leaders are concerned about is to ensure that they have fat neck and big tummy.
Of course.
That is what we are witnessing. Some of them, when they go for meeting, they cannot stay for 1 hour without sleeping off. What is 1 hour? Few minutes, they are already sleeping off because these people have grown too fat. They are always on medication, going to one country or the other for medication, because they, oh my God, it's a pity that we have a country blessed with resources. Now, other people, there was a time, look at when China started producing, went into phone production. Then when China phone rings out, everybody will know. But they keep on improving. Now today, almost all the phone, a very high percent of the phones we use in Nigeria today are produced by Chinese. What is Nigeria producing? What are we improving on what is our improvement in our production? So if we are even borrowing, what are we borrowing this money for? It is a problem, and I tell you, as it is now, Nigeria is sitting on a gunpowder, because a time will come, they will have, maybe, I don't even know, with the amount we are owing, the amount we are owing in Nigeria, only God knows what they use as collateral.
Exactly.
Let it not be that these people have sold all the Nigerian citizens.
Of course, that's the question in the heart of Nigerians. And they were saying that they are going to do a cash transfer program for Nigeria, that they want to increase the number of people they make transfer to from 3 million to 15 million. The question is that who are these 3 million?
Who has ever come out to say I've received?
Who has ever come out? You see, my problem is that there may be people that they will be strange them. Just like, at some point, CBN made a release of the number of bureau de change that they have under them, and you're seeing so many funny names that they are giving money to, so many people that they are giving, they are selling dollars to. And you see one is rice and beans, this is another one is my lover bureau de change, another one is, so you see that there are a lot of audio names. So obviously they can create a list of audio names and release it that these are the people that we give Nigeria
money. We want
money
people to come out and say we have received.
Of course, and even for me, I'm not expecting this administration to keep on giving palliatives. You see, this administration lack one thing: they lack accountability. See, there is a way you do things, and people will understand. I know a leader that, okay, recently we had a project in this in this organization. I'm going to, for security reasons, I will not mention name. In this organization, we had a project worth 4 million naira. It seek donation from people. People donated people donated a lot of money, and they borrowed the 4 million naira that is needed to start the project. So they are calling in for donations so they could pay back that money. And as people are making those donations weekly, It would come out and say so person sent 1.5 million, another person sent 200,000, another person sent 10,000, even to the least amount of donation that they receive. He give accounts of them, and he will tell them this is the total money that we have made out of this donation. We have a total of 3,670,100 naira. As those money are coming in, then we have a deficit of this amount. He was accountable, because when it comes to money, forget about religion, forget about we are brothers. People would always fight because of money. So one thing that I've seen so far in this administration is that this administration is not accountable
at all.
You are getting this money. Tell Nigerians, we want to get this money for your sake. Now, like I said earlier, we don't want palliative. Get this money and say, this is what we are investing this money in the next 1 month, in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months. This money is going to yield these results. Then you see that Nigerians will say, okay, let's wait for after 3 months. Let's see the results we are going to get in the next 3 months. But you get money, and on the long run, even though they said they want to make this cash transfer, make a release of, let's see the picture of people that you make this cash transfer to. Let's see them. Where are they living? How can we assess them? They may be saying for security reasons, so that people will not go and collect their money, or they will not be robbed
Go
or
and
something.
collect how much?
Collect 75,000 naira in this economy that we are in. So this administration is not accountable. And like you said, look, you are making reference to the Malawi government. This is the same president of Malawi that Bayo Ononuga was making reference to, that does Peter Obi wants the president to die like the way the president of Malawi died. And this is the same Malawi that they cut out excesses, to ensure that their
system revived,
bounce back. So you see that this administration will be spending on frivolity, and they will be taxing the masses. The masses cannot pay for your expensive lifestyle. But you see that what they are doing is to ensure, you see, all of these debts now, this administration cannot pay it back, obviously. They can't pay back.
Recently, I was watching a video, and in that video, I was shocked to hear that Emefiele returned 4 trillion to federal government. Now, 4 trillion in one person's possession. 4 trillion under one person's pocket in a country that is just 200 million or over 200 million. Now, that is what we discover. We don't know of what is probably in foreign accounts. Now, if there is no money in Nigeria, you cannot steal what is not available, right? You can't steal what is not available. Now, you talk about accountability. To me, I think being accountable, first of all, it begins from the mind. When you have an image you feel you need to protect, you have an integrity, you know that your personality matters to you. You don't want people to say what you do not represent. That is when that mindset of being accountable for what you do, begin to matter to you. These people will have here, to me, I feel they don't even, it does not matter to them how people see them. Now, we hear, just like you mentioned, audio money. That is what we keep on seeing. Now, nobody comes out to say, when they talk about projects, you cannot state in a state that, okay, in so state, so thing has been done under this administration. From the money that has been borrowed, this is what we've been able to achieve. And in a year time, this is what is going to generate for the nation. We are not seeing that. Now, what I'm saying is that hope it won't come to a time where this country is possible. Anything is possible. Keep on borrowing, because to me, I know you don't borrow without collateral. You don't borrow without interest. And now, even the one that have been borrowed has not been paid. And they keep on. Who knows if we still own our oil well? Who knows if some of the resources we have in Nigeria has not been given out as collateral? Only God will help us. Our dear leaders, our people, God has given us so many things, and we are not expecting God, just like you said, that in this country we pray for what we should be enjoying. Very soon we'll begin to pray for divine petroleum. Meanwhile, God has given us natural crude oil. All right. So it is so bad if you say you are out to serve and you are not serving. You are enriching yourself and making the masses pay.
All right. See, the government's economic policy that Mr. Tinubu has been clamoring for so far has been the one that has been impoverishing the Nigerian people. And taking debt to pay debt is a no-no for the country. I mean, what happened to the money they are planning to use to get a new aircraft? What happened to all of the money that has been recovered so far by the EFCC? What happened to ensuring that they get all of the money that is, all of the money that people has embezzled? There was a case of Beta Edu who took 500 billion naira. If they can recover that money, they can use it to invest in this infrastructure, this economic reform, whatever that they want to do. So why further indebt the economy just because you want to take care of the economy? So obviously Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and whoever that is advising Mr. President to take this World Bank loan is not giving the right advice. So this is all we can take on this segment. When we get back, we'll move into another topic.